What's up, family? I am changing out a motor and a circuit board on a carrier furnace today. Before you begin, you want to make sure that power is unplugged. I've already basically started, but I got the blower and housing out. That moved out the way. I'm getting ready to disassemble the motor and the circuit board. Right here, I'm going to loosen this bolt. So what that does is it allows me to pull, once I get the bolts out of the shroud that holds the motor, loosening this bolt will allow it to pull free from the shaft. These are the bolts that hold the belly band in place, that holds the motor. Alright, I have removed all 4 bolts and I'm getting ready to pull this out. Sometimes it can get rusted in there and it might be hard to remove. I will let you know how hard it was. So it is stuck on there pretty good. I'm going to get my motor puller. This here is the motor puller. Okay. It's going to allow me to take the shaft out of the blower wheel with more ease and less damage to the blower wheel. Alright, so I have the motor puller on there. I'll just turn this clockwise and it should push the shaft through the blower wheel without damaging it. So as you can see, I've got the blower out. With pretty good ease. Alright, so the motor has been pulled, and now I am going to take the belly band here off, and we'll get the new motor in there. Alright, I got the old motor out. There it is there. Alright, the new belly band is on. I did it on a flat surface, that way everything is level with each other. Looks good. Now I'm going to put it back into the blower wheel and housing. You want to make sure that the wires are going to line up with this slot here, because this is where your capacitor goes, and your capacitor wires are only so long. Here, see? Alright, bolts are back in. Boom. You want to make sure that the blower wheel is aligned on both sides. And then we're going to line up the flat side with the hole. Like so. And we are still aligned. That's good. A smidge more. Take this bolt. Alright, the bolt has been tightened. As you can see, we got good spin. Nothing's rubbing. It's touching. So I have slid the housing back into the little grooves there, and I put I don't know if you can see that, but there's a screw there, and then you can actually see that one. There's a screw there. I'll be putting back in. Alright, playing the last screw here. Make sure it's tight and snug. When you're changing out a motor, you want to make sure that you change out the capacitor and verify that it is correct. 9.94, 10 microfarad capacitor can be plus or minus 5%, so it's within. The capacitor wires are the two brown wires. That's what it should look like. These wires will go to the circuit board. I have to change the circuit board out as well, so I'm going to do that now. And then we'll hook the new wires up to the new circuit board when I'm finished. With the circuit board, you want to make sure that you take a good picture of where all the wires are going. So you'll have a good reference if you accidentally mess up. But I usually just take one at a time and then switch it over. Alright, the new circuit board is in. All the wires have been moved except for my motor wires. Here is the old circuit board. Right here, it was having an issue not switching, not turning the cooling part of the fan on. It would try and heat, but the motor was just too burnt up. The old motor was too burnt up. So make sure that you don't forget to connect your ground wire for the motor. Okay, I've hooked up all the blower wires. White is your neutral, black is your cool, blue is your heat, red as fan, and then I put yellow as spare. So if you need to adjust your airflow, that's how you would do it, right there with those tabs, and you would just switch them to the right place. So all right, everything is buttoned back up, and here is the moment of truth. We are going to plug it back in. What the? Okay. You want to make sure that the thermostat is set to cool and that the temperature is lower than the ambient temperature in the room. So here we go, moment of truth, kicking the button in. solid light. Most likely it's going to have up to a 5-minute delay before it'll kick on. It's either internal in the circuit board or internal in the oh, there we go. Purring like a pair of bedroom fur-lined slippers. Sounds good, sounds good. I'm gonna button it up. Alright, this is the final product. Everything's running good, it sounds good. Here's our outside unit purring like a pair of fur-lined bedroom slippers.